I was in a very deep, dark, black hole of grief, sadness, and during this time, I had also broken up with my long-term boyfriend around the same time as my dad passed away. So everything was just not great. Hey guys, it's Georgia here and welcome back to my channel. So, I mentioned on my previous video that I wanted to talk about how I got into fitness, how my dad is an essential part of my fitness, and how I got into this type of lifestyle, and also what led me into powerlifting. So I have notes right in front of me as well, so if I'm looking up and down, just know it's because of the notes. So let's go back to the beginning where everything started. Growing up, I didn't think that I would be deep with fitness the way I am right now. I never imagined that I'd fall in love with fitness and sports the way I do now. But looking back at it, one of the main thing is actually my dad. Okay, so growing up, I was a skinny kid until I got into grade school. I got super chubby in grade school where I was really getting bullied for my size. During this time, I was already in Girl Scout. I was in Girl Scout from I started school until I finished school, and even in my college days, I was still kind of like helping out in Girl Scouts. So that was like my main thing, like the main sport or activity that I was doing when I was younger. But I think around kindergarten until like grade 1, I was doing swimming school, and I really loved swimming. So every summer, like, we would just go swimming. I attended like swimming classes when I was younger. And then on the side, my family and I, we would go like badminton on like weekends and stuff like that. So we do stay active until I think I was like in grade 4 or 5. There's a gym in Philippines called Slimmer's World, and I think they're actually international. They have a membership, a lifetime membership, and my dad, my aunt, and my grandma, they're all 3 lifetime memberships, but my aunt and my grandma wasn't using them anymore. So during that time, you're allowed to transfer your membership to another family member. I'm not sure if it was transferred to me or my sisters, but it ended up our entire family is a member at Slimmers International. So it became like a family thing, which led us to like just going there together all the time. And then when I was in grade 6, I was super chubby, and then I was going to high school. So I was like, I need to lose all this weight. Did crash diet. I was going to the gym with my sisters and my dad for most of the time. And then got to high school. I gained all the weight back, and then I was like super big again, like even 2 times bigger, because I was doing a fad diet. I was not eating carbs. I ruined my metabolism and all that stuff. And then when I was in high school, going to prom, 3rd year and 4th year prom, I tried to lose weight. I would go back to the gym, but my eating habits was just not it. So the progress was like very tiny until the summer before I got into college. I would go and do walks with my dad. So he would go on his morning walks, and then there's a boxing gym that opened near our house. So my dad and I, while doing the walk, we saw it, and then I told him like, I think I want to join, I want to try, and then he was like, go for it. And then so we would do is whenever he walks, he would walk past by that gym, so I would walk with him. I go to the boxing gym, and then he would do his daily morning walks. And then after my boxing class, I'll go meet him in a cafe where he'll have his morning coffee, breakfast, and whatever. So that was like a routine for us. Like, I think my entire college time, like, we were doing it, especially like when I don't have morning classes or I don't have class on certain days. Like, we would do that, and he would do that every Sunday too, like do his morning walks. And then once my sisters and I are done in church, like, we would go and see him at the cafe. Like, it's a routine every day for him to go walk in the morning. And this man would still go to the gym with us, do his like small weight training here and there, and it's sort of like become a bonding already for all of us, especially like the badmintons. We would do it every Saturday, I think, at night. And then we would go eat dim sum afterwards. Like, it became not just like to stay active, but it became like a family bonding time for us. And then after boxing, I discovered a CrossFit gym. And this is where things kind of like became a bit iffy, because my mom actually wasn't agreeing for me to join CrossFit because of the weights, like just the regular, like, no, you're lifting heavy weights, like it's not very girly, like it would be dangerous, because with CrossFit, like, you do overheads, and my mom doesn't like seeing the barbell overhead. But my dad was super supportive about it. He was like, I think you'll get strong. And I really like trying new things at this point in my life. So I was like, I really wanted to join. So my dad was like, okay, go join. And he paid for my gym membership. But our deal was, I'm not gonna ask them to buy me anything for that sport. Like, I will not ask for new shoes, new anything. Because they already had bought me during that time my boxing equipments, like my gloves, my wrist wraps, and all that stuff. So they were like, now you're switching sports, like we don't want to buy new items and then you're gonna change again. So I didn't ask them for anything until I was just like, I need CrossFit shoes. I think I was like 6 months in. I was like, I need CrossFit shoes. So I really saved up my budget, my allowance, and all that stuff, and then I started selling things just to get myself CrossFit shoes, which I still have. My Reeboks, it's crazy, I still have that here at my cabinet. But yeah, and then he was very supportive about it. My mom, like, I would show her videos, she would look terrified, like, what are you doing? And then now we're going into a bit of a sad territory, but also a happy one, because this is when I found my love for powerlifting, like, slowly creeped in. So by 2018, I lost my dad, December 2018, and during this period of time, I was already living here in Hong Kong. I went back to see family, and a part of me, like, told myself that I cannot show that I'm sad. I cannot show that I am in pain, that I cannot do this. I just didn't want to seem like I'm incapable of taking care of myself and handling the grief by myself. Because during that time, I had to go back to Hong Kong to work. And I know, like, if I showed my mom and my sisters that, oh, like, I'm not okay, like, they wouldn't let me come back. But I wanted to come back and start working. So I came back, started working, and I didn't manage my grief very well. I was in a very deep, dark, black hole of grief, sadness. And during this time, I had also broken up with my long-term boyfriend around the same time as my dad passed away. So everything was just not great. Until I think like a few months later, I was gaining so much weight again. I was looking rough all the time. And something clicked. My friends also spoke to me. And I was like, you know what? If there's one thing I want to do is to go back to fitness. I was still going to the gym that time, but I wasn't taking it seriously. And then once I stepped foot in the gym again, I was happy. And for some reason, I felt like it was my dad who pushed me to go there, just because it was something that we used to do before. Like, it was a bonding thing for us, right? Since that time, the way I push myself to go to the gym is how it made me feel, how I feel like I'm doing something that was something that my dad and I used to do, like a tradition. So that's how I started going back to the love for fitness. So I didn't know what to do during that time because I just joined a regular gym. I wasn't in a CrossFit gym. So what I had done is I would ask my CrossFit coach before to send me like a program that I can do at the regular gym. So that was my training program. And I continuously did it, and I felt like spending my time in fitness in the gym, which is something that my dad and I used to do before as a bonding, I feel like I am honoring him. I feel like he is with me, and that's what made me stick with it. until like later on, like it just became a part of my lifestyle. And then I moved jobs. I started working in a gym. That's where I met my first ever coach, which is Coach Liz for powerlifting. I think she was the first one who introduced me to powerlifting, and she was like, hey, why don't you try, because you seem pretty strong, this sport is for you, like you have the strength for it, we just need to practice like we just need to like practice more, train more, and fine-tune your setup and like how you live. So I was like, you know what, like let's do it. Like I need something new, like I want to try something new. So that's when powerlifting came in. Really loved it. So the reason why I really say that fitness saved me is because I think if it wasn't for me going back to the gym, getting myself out of that deep dark hole, I think I would be living a different type of lifestyle right now. I think my life would have turned out differently. But all of that wouldn't be because of my dad's influence to us when we were younger. His early influence when it comes to taking us to the gym, supporting my boxing episode, my CrossFit season. That's why I said from my previous video that my dad is really an essential part of my fitness lifestyle because of his influence when I was younger. And I know like he would look at me and be like, I knew you can do it. I knew you can lift this type of weight. And I am glad and I am very much blessed to have the family that I have who supports me with everything that I do. My mom is not scared anymore now. She watches my competition now. I think the only thing that made her scared was what she watches on TV when they say that lifting weights will just like will make you like muscular or it's dangerous and all those stuff, just because especially in Chinese TV, like it's more advertised like, oh, you need to take care of your bones, like lifting heavy weights will ruin your bones, da, da, da. Like I think that's the main reason why she's scared. But the more I do it, the more I speak to her, the more she gets educated, the more like she understands the sport, and now she can watch me competing without getting nervous. But yeah, from outside it might look like or seem like fitness for me is just like lifting heavy weights because I power lift. But what you guys don't see or hear often is fitness for me has never been just about lifting heavy weights or hitting PRs. It's been about carrying the love, the passion, the tradition that my dad had instilled in our family, and I just carried it in a different light. Every heavy lifts that I do, it reminds me of how fitness actually really took me out of the slum and it made me stronger. It taught me so many things and disciplined me so much during that period of my time, and it really healed my heart in million different ways. If you're on your own journey, whether it be fitness, lifting, or just finding your way in this thing called life, remember that the people who believes in us leaves a mark that never fades. My dad didn't stop his support for everything that I do, for my fitness, for my lifestyle when he passed away. And because to be honest, I feel like it even grew stronger because I found the reason for me to do things the way I know he would be proud and I will be able to honor him. So wherever you are, whatever you're working towards, dedicate it to someone who inspires you. And if no one told you yet today, I am proud of you. Keep showing up, keep fighting, keep finding your way in this thing called life. And just remember, love fuels your fire. As long as you find your love on your why, whatever it is your why is, it will fuel your fire. This one is for you, Papa. Thank you for being my why. Thank you for inspiring me every day. Though you're not here anymore, I am proud to be your daughter, and how I wish you're still here with us. but I know you're very proud up there with everything that I've achieved, everything that I've done, and I know you're guiding me along the way. Yeah, happy Father's Day. I love you always, and I miss you.